Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year, but when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd gone to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
And this is going to be incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Play fake here on first down. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
Throwing on third and long. Nicholson is going to find Hill here. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A very solid gain of 27. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Well, they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play.
Here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Nicholson and Walker with it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go now. Green.
To throw on 3rd down. Nicholson. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 40, the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he was kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 54 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Back to throw. Nicholson. And that is incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They go play action here on first down. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3.
From the gun, Snyder firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Leopard. Now let's go.
On third down, Snyder. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Broncos on the move here a bit. Nice plays in succession back-to-back.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Off the play fake. Snyder. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossover. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now, check. Patriot.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still second down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
After the encroachment penalty, here's 2nd and 5.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
And they'll go ground game here to the tailback. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing: get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Now let's go.
On 3rd and 2, Snyder. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Hurry up, here we go.
To throw on 3rd down. Nicholson over the middle, complete. That's Clark. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st and 10, Nicholson. And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play. To throw on 2nd down, Nicholson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
All right, here we go. Green.
On third down, it's Hudson. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock.
Here we go now.
He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Snyder, wide open receiver, complete. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down.
Now let's go. Green.
Off play action. Snyder. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bailey. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
To throw on 2nd down. Snyder. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Operating from the gun. Snyder. He's got it. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Watch it now, Barney!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Snyder. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. In for the score. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
So the Broncos coming out now. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime.
Now let's go! 3-19!
From the gun, Snyder. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. As his guys are in for 6, and the Broncos will extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down, Nicholson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Packers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he spins past him and into space. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it then. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on first down. Nicholson. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. No, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Gone!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And going deep for Hill. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Green 39. Green 30.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, I didn't have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one. But I don't think there's...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Here comes Montgomery now to return it. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Snyder. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. This 3rd down just got even more difficult. 3rd down and 15 after the false start. Operating from the gun. Snyder. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there on the catch and run. 72 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back.
Yeah, he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. In for the score. And the Packers are back within a score. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. The extra point up and good. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hurry up, here we go.
And they'll run it here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So they got the deal done, and now he can just focus on football. He's got that behind him. Family not going anywhere, staying put. He can focus on football.
And I like how you mentioned the family, because that's a huge part of it, because everyone needs to be happy and comfortable. And, you know, while this process was going on, people had to be wondering, especially within his own crew, are we going to have to move? Are we going to have to change things? Not anymore. They get to stay where they're comfortable and familiar.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook. but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some nifty running there. Ultimately, it doesn't get him a whole lot, but it does take him to the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Snyder. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. From the gun. Snyder, he'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Here we go now. Green,
Off the play fake. Snyder. This will be caught inside the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away, whatever you...
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. Back now at Lambeau. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Here we go. Green.
They'll give it to him up the middle. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Here we go. Boom, landed. Boom.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
To throw on 2nd down. Foss. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Looking to throw. Foss. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big play for the Pack on 3rd. 41 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And Hill with it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Snyder looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Murphy. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 39 that time.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Back to throw. Snyder. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it.
And it's a fumble. And this is going to be Packer football.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And going deep for Hill. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Packers.
And the sneak works on 2nd and goal. They didn't wait until it was 4th down to try and get him across.
No, and I think if you're the QB, you like these plays, don't you? I mean, you want to hand it off sometimes, but also prove that you can get it in there as well.
Yeah, it makes you really part of the gang, doesn't it? It makes you part of the crew, and it really bonds you with those big offensive linemen because then you get to celebrate with the big fellas.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Looking to throw. Snyder throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you've got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
Now they try the right side here. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now the Packers going to take another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
56. Here we go now. 3.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed out. One behind the line of scrimmage.
Elsewhere, a fourth-quarter score now from Tampa. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and making an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. They'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Now a desperate, it's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.